hop on its back. I climb it as fast as I can. I grab its horns. I look at it in the eye, and I stab its sockets as many times as I can. And then I absolutely rip its head off with the dagger. And I hold it in the air.
Hold up. Okay, can I summon... Like, if they're gonna try to catch her, couldn't I summon the rats? Like, the last 2 charges, because I'm not trying to get anyone killed. We kind of, like, pick them up higher. That way it's, like, a bit higher and still have more cushion.
I punch.
When he throws...
No. I punch Nandor for I give him a good knock to knock him out for 10 solid minutes.
Hold on.
For 10 solid minutes, I just one punch to knock him out.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Heathens and Heroes. I am your host, Connor Coates, aka Craigor Theron, and thank you for joining us on this journey that is Heathens and Heroes, a podcast where 5 friends get together and play Dungeons and Dragons the best way they know how to, which isn't very well. Aside from our wonderful dungeon master, Matt, your heroes, Ramus, Nandor, Einar, and Craigor, myself, are on a treacherous journey through the Underdark, and the journey has not been an easy one. Will our heroes escape with their lives, or will the heathens of the Underdark devour their souls? Remember that you can watch the show every week live on twitch.tv Heathens and Heroes, or you can watch this episode and all the prior episodes on our YouTube channel right now, either by searching for Heathens and Heroes, clicking the link in our About Me section below, or by clicking the link in the chat as it comes through. Please remember to hit that follow button, the subscribe button, the notification bell, and all the whistles. It helps us out tremendously, and we will be forever in your debt, and I mean forever. With that being said, I think I'll pass it on now to our Dungeon Master, Matt, for the next chapter of Heathens and Heroes. Matt?
Last time, in the Underdark, our adventurers had found themselves in a nightmare escape while searching for a soul gem for Kane Highwind. They had found that gem, created a portal, slowed down, and then pretty much stopped a Hydra and managed to escape with their lives without having to do some untoward damage to possibly the gem or the woman inside. So, finally waking back up, you all got up, proceeded to loot the shit out of that place, and made your way out, finding Eldith and Ront picking through the remains of the other rooms, and then you parted ways with Kane, telling you a general direction to proceed from the fungal forest that you first met him in, as he now had to go and try and save this family on his own. So, he disembarked and left you all to continue your travels to try and find the city of Blingdenstone, to try and find a way out of the Underdark. You then managed to make your way through a few old, what were labeled as potentially dangerous demonic tunnels, where you found some not quite stalactites, and also the remains of a potentially previous adventure next to the lava that contained a map. Now, with this map in possession, and Eldith reading the Dwarvish on it and taking the lead, you all have begun to continue your journey towards Blingdenstone. So, we leave off with you all making your way out of the small network of tunnels that you had found yourself in, traveling through the similar yet always slightly different tunnels that has just come to feel like the day-to-day monotonous trudge that you're used to. As you travel, is there anything you would like to do?
So we're just
Hey, I know. Do you want the wand by chance, or this? And I show them the tentacle thing.
What?
Would you like this wand or this tentacle rod?
I'm sure.
Which one?
I guess the wand.
All right. I give him the wand.
The wand.
Yeah.
Thanks, Dandor.
Yep. Just don't get it in daylight. Trust me. You don't want it. You don't want that to happen.
Oh, okay. Sure.
And then I also give him the wand holster.
Einar straps that to his belt like a professional.
Yeah, no, I'm good.
All right. Nandor, can you make a perception check for Eldith for me since she is up in the lead? And Ramos, was there something you wanted to do as well? Or say?
Wait, was it advantage or regular?
Was there someone helping her?
Cragor, I think.
yeah,
Or
I
Einar or something.
So then just make another normal roll, and we'll take the higher.
Cool.
Nice. And so, Ramos, I know you were about to say something. Was there anything you wanted to say or do or ask?
I was just trying to see about the armor that Nandor gave me here, but I don't know which. I don't see it.
It's the drow armor and your equipment.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. All right. So, with Kregor and Eldith in the lead, you all continue along the rough sketch map that you've attained. It passes up a few branching and winding tunnels that have no sort of markers on or around them, and you all kind of keep an eye for similar markings that you had found before whenever you were traveling before you ran into that winding cave area with the piercers. And for a while, you all see nothing until kind of going out ahead, Eldith kind of puts a hand up a little bit as she's looking about 20, 30 feet off uh, and towards one of the walls where you can see on a bit of a boulder that looks oddly out of place. It is a very much carved, round, smooth rock that is been in an area of very natural terrain, so it kind of stands out a little bit. And you can see that there's something etched on it, but from 30 feet back in the darkness, she can't really read what. But she goes, I don't know what that is. It's not mentioned on here.
I can try to take a look at it. Let me see.
she kind of pulls out a blade just to encase a little bit and kind of makes a motion back towards everyone else just to kind of like hold on, be wary sort of hand motion.
I can't remember. Is this the same thing that had the ancient drought? This isn't the same thing, right?
No, it is not.
Um,
You kind of get a bit closer, and at about 10 feet away, you can start to read what's actually written onto the stone, and it says, "Beware, drow are not welcome here." And then it has an arrow pointing up, and you kind of follow it up, and you can see about another 10, 15 feet up ahead, kind of impaled and placed amongst the stalactites, there are two drow instead of leather armor.
oh boy. Guys, I might have a problem here. Seems that I'm walking into an area where I may not be welcome. How do you think we should handle this?
Can you elaborate on the "you might not be welcome" part?
Well, this signage that Eldith found says "Beware" and "Drow are not welcome." Yeah, I'm not feeling very comfortable walking in this direction, but I will say, maybe with my helmet on and hiding in the shadows, maybe I can try to stay out of the way and not so noticeable.
No one should be excluded because of their race.
I agree 100%. However, I don't know if there's going to be anything we can do to change that right when we walk into town.
Well, I think it would look worse if you were trying to hide that you were with us and sneak in, rather than just coming in with us and us vouching for you. So
Maybe we can talk to someone, maybe their person in charge. Have you wait with someone here on the outside while we see what we can do? Be civil about it.
I think that's a good idea, Ramos. Maybe I'll hold out in the back a little bit and see if you guys can warm me up to them, if that makes sense.
I would suggest being more towards the middle of it, just in case.
Okay, fair enough.
All right, so a little on edge and kind of keeping an eye out, you continue past the rock, each of you kind of seeing the stone as you go. And as you walk, kind of, Gregor, you point out the drow in the ceiling, and each of you have kind of a moment to see them up close as well before you continue on a little bit further. It's about another hour, pushing towards an hour and a half, that you all travel through these winding tunnels, following this little map. And as you're going, can I get Eldith to make another perception with advantage?
Sorry.
One more time.
One more perception with advantage from Eldith. Nice. So, a bit ahead of y'all. You can't see, she can't see it yet, but she hears a bit of echoing sound kind of coming from up ahead. The sound of movement and voices. It's probably 80 to 100 feet ahead, kind of past a little bit of a turn in the tunnel itself. But she stops and looks back to everybody. Ah, I think I hear a little bit of voices up ahead, y'all.
Gotcha.
That's all you, Eldith.
Just walk in bold, yeah?
You own the place, sweetheart.
Yeah, I've been here 1,000 times. I'm the only drow allowed here.
The world is your oyster.
I'm allergic to oysters.
I don't really care for that, or the things of the sea. But you know, I like the gumption. All right, we'll go ahead and do this then. And she kind of turns on heel and begins to start walking. Rolls up the map and puts it in the scroll case you gave her, Einar. And she follows or heads forward. How far back do y'all follow, or are you just kind of staying with her?
We should probably be like no more than 5 feet behind her. Yeah, like that.
Okay. All right. So y'all begin to follow up and head deeper into the cave, and you all can now begin to hear the sounds of voices. A few of you can recognize the speech pattern and style to be undercommon. So for those of you that don't speak it, it definitely just kind of sounds more of like a jumble uh, of sounds and noises. But as y'all begin to approach, you do see a little bit of light coming from up ahead. The faint, wavering light of firelight. And go ahead and activate. So, wasn't sure of y'all's positions, so we can go ahead and organize y'all properly. She is up ahead.
We'll have Ron behind Kragor, if I can.
All right. So, you'll then she begins to walk forward more as she can see coming around the bend the campfire light that is there. From her perspective, and now kind of from y'all's, as you begin to follow her, you can see there is a small camp of sorts up there. There's a tent, some tables. You see some figures that are only about knee height for some of y'all. For her, it's a little bit taller. That are kind of walking around the area, talking to each other. And there are a few of the large circular boulders, similar to the one that you had passed up, kind of circling the camp as well. And as she approaches, you hear a low kind of whistle to herself as she sees the large giant lizards that they have, two of them there, that have saddles across the backs, reins, and are just kind of resting about the camp right now. But she watches one of the deep gnomes grab us a, just piece of what looks to be charred spider leg and toss it to one of the lizards, and it just she kind of gulps, looks back over at you, Einar, real quick, and starts to walk forward. And as she does, she goes, "Ah, hello! I don't speak Undercommon. Does any of you speak Common?" And there's a pause in the silence from them as they all kind of stop what they're doing and look over at her. See a few of them kind of look and talk amongst each other. And she kind of looks back over at you, Einar, and everybody else who's following. And it's just kind of like, She kind of looks back. We come in peace. There's
I'm just gonna wait for them to respond or gauge their response.
there's a few of them that have like weapons, or at least hand crossbows drawn, but not necessarily pointing at her, just kind of waiting. And there's a moment when one of the figures begins to walk forward, and as you kind of approach, you can see that off to the side there are these large double wide doors with a rail track that goes under them and deeper into a closed off cave. And the figure approaches wearing mix of like or some mushroom leathers and animal skins, that and has this sort of wide brim hat that he's got, that he kind of lifts up a little bit and goes, "Alright, who y'all then?" She kind of looks back at us, everyone, and then goes, Eldith, ah, others, adventurers, refugees, you know, survivors of the terrible Underdark.
Definitely no drow here.
There's a bit of a pause, and they all kind of look at each other, look back and past. Give me a second.
Cragor, keep your mouth shut.
Sorry, I'm so nervous.
It's okay, we got you.
Look past Eldith, and are y'all as spread back as you are right here, or a little bit up closer?
I'm.
You're up with us, man. You're just behind Ron.
Yeah, I'm like on Ron's shoulder, kind of.
Yeah,
Just
you're
peeking
doing
around.
like peek out. Yeah.
Trying not to draw attention to myself.
Nandor, are you back there?
Nandor's ran for the hills already.
I'm just gonna wait, like over here.
Do you want to roll a stealth?
Like I'm not, like I'm making it blatantly obvious. I'm just
Okay.
kind of hanging back.
Word. All right. So the figure kind of takes a step forward and then off to the side to kind of get a better look at the gauge of the entire party, and kind of passes over everybody, unsure of who called out that response. But have you used magic today, Einar? I can't remember. No? Okay. So he kind of passes over you, pauses briefly on you, Cragor, and then looks at you on the end, Nandor, and kind of scratches his jaw a little bit, and then taps on the rock next to him. And as he does, you see the boulder kind of roll or unroll like a roly-poly almost. And a squat stone creature is there that has this uncharacteristic face, just a generic looking sort of thing to look at on its face, that it kind of stares mindlessly at y'all. And the gnome looks at Eldith and Einar, since you two are up front at the moment, and goes, "I'm only going to ask you once then. Oh, wrong accent. Sorry. I'm only gonna ask this once. Y'all got any association with them drow?
Well, let's see here. Killed a couple. Had drinks with a couple at one point before I killed them. Got captured by one once. Killed him too. I mean, the normal associations you have with drow, I suppose. I've met some good ones in the past. They're mostly dead now.
We don't deny that there's been some good ones, but the ones from that big old spider city, they've been causing problems lately, and we want to make sure that y'all have no association with them.
No. No.
No.
I will be completely upfront and honest with you here. We do have a party member who is a drow, but he's not from Mensa Baranzan. He's a good guy, been with us for a long time. I vouch for him personally. Every other member of my group will vouch for him, and I give you a personal guarantee that he will not do anything to show you any sort of association with Menzo Baranzan because there isn't one in his back pocket or front pocket or any
got-
pocket.
He looks past you towards you, Cragor, as you're the only one that he can't see the face of right now. And then just kind of
I think. I wasn't there
makes
for
a
that.
motion. They just
He
found it.
He
Tells
killed
everybody he killed it.
I can vouch for that. I was there. He did kill it. He was a brave soldier, killing it. Brave warrior. Very brave.
He
Hates
just
his own kind.
makes a motion for you, Cragor, to walk forward.
Who me?
Quick, go. Quick, go.
Hi.
Would you be so kind as to remove your mask?
Gosh, it's so bright in here. I mean,
Gregor, remove the mask. It's okay.
You see the one next to a rock over here, tap it as well, and it begins to unfurl and just kind of look towards you.
Okay, I'm gonna take off my mask.
Matt, so while this is going on, I'm going to be like flipping a coin in my hand, just in case. Basically readying an action just in case anything happens, which would be shatter on the coin. Okay?
Word. All right. You are keeping a steadfast eye out for this as you, Cragor, remove the mask kind of slowly and keeping an eye out. Just one, because that's all you got.
Wow, man.
And,
Wow.
I mean, it's been a while since anyone's seen your face.
That's true.
And kind of look at all of them as they kind of look at you. You can see a few of the other deep gnomes have come over as well to get a look at what all is happening over here. And the one up front, kind of takes a step forward to look you up and down. So, if you don't got any association with them, I can assume the armor you're wearing you took from them. And you're
Yes.
not a spy.
That is 100% correct, sir. And it's lovely armor. You want it? You can have it. That's fine. No? Okay.
We have a surplus lately.
I like these guys. We should get to know them better. Anybody want a drink? I could use a drink.
Yeah, I think that's a great idea.
You know what? All right. Y'all come on inside now. Have a little sit with me. We'll have some drinks. And y'all can tell me what you're doing way down here.
Sounds good.
He then kind of turns around and makes a motion to all the others to kind of get back to work, but then looks at two and tells them to kind of follow as he heads to a room right over here.
As I'm walking by this stone guy here, can I tap him?
Yeah, easily enough. You kind of walk by, and as you do, it shifts to face in your direction, but
Incredible.
it just kind of blankly kind of stares at you for the moment.
Fascinating. Absolutely fascinating. All right. Where are we going? I just follow this guy.
For sure. And the rest of us?
As
I
I'm walking in, I'm gonna ask him very quickly, like, so those things, like the stone things, like, are they intelligent? Are they just animated rock? Like, story there.
Gaelibdur are just animated for us. The more, well, none of the elementals are that smart. But there are some with a bit more rudimentary intelligence.
Gotcha.
But for the rest of y'all?
first thing I'm going to do is very quietly and reluctantly not reluctantly, but just kind of try to not draw attention to it. I'm going to feed Craig a snack just really quickly just to keep him quiet if I can.
Just make me a sleight of hand.
Oh yeah.
He's sleeping like a baby.
Kind of leave one or two in there for later too.
And then I'm just gonna stick. I'm very much latched onto Eldith at this point because for some reason I just think she has the best grasp on this whole situation.
All right.
I'm gonna tell Ront to also follow closely behind Cragor.
All right.
So I love how I was just saying I'm latched to Eldith, but now I can't see her.
She's in the room around the corner.
Oh, okay.
She's just over there. Yeah.
Like Eldith?
Nope, that's not her. Nope. Oh god.
Hi, how are you? Good. Yeah, how's that mead? Oh, no, nice.
I'm just taking my time walking in, getting a better look at the surroundings just in case we need an exit route.
All right. There are definitely two main other tunnels that seem to be here, and there are a few other guards that are at the back wall, kind of looking over a cart and the table that is there. But as y'all kind of walk through, they just all kind of watch you as you do.
I look at them and don't break eye contact.
I'm just gonna nonchalantly walk in. That's it. Just like it's normal.
I go
No
ahead and
biggie.
take a seat at the table.
I'm just
I'll sit
gonna
on this crate over here.
I'm just gonna stand right behind Eldith the entire time. Even though even though I'm like, way above her, I'm trying to like duck behind her. Like just trying to stay out of the way.
As little presence as possible. As you do come around to that side, Ramos, the deep gnome that had invited you all in kind of makes a motion to you towards one of the barrels, and kind of intoning that as kind of without words, asking if you could pick it up for him and bring it over.
I can lend a hand.
As you bring it over, he reaches over into one of the crates on the side and pulls out just a few kind of dark clay glasses a bit small for some of y'all's hands, as they're more deep gnome size. But he brings them over to the cask and pops it open, and there is actual mead of some sort down in there. It's got a bit of a pungent smell to it, but he kind of reaches in and fills up each cup, kind of passes them out for each one of you. Ron kind of
Okay.
grabs one and he offers it to you, but as you say that, he just kind of nods and sets it on the table close to his own drink.
I'm gonna ask Einar. Hey Einar, can I get that water flask real quick?
Sure thing. I'll pull it out and toss it over to him.
Cool. I'm just gonna drink water. Just in case.
Don't take that as offense, gentlemen. He's a bit of a lightweight, unfortunately. He doesn't really handle the drink well, and the last thing we want is for him to be, either passed out on the floor with you guys or vomiting all over the place, which, trust me, it's a mess. It's a mess.
Well, if you
As
say
he
so.
takes a sip of water. We saw that, Esteban.
Wait, what?
Said as he take a sip of water in real life.
He's deep, man. Deep in immersion.
He's all about the meta.
Let me go get my alcohol, then I'll be right back.
You have mead? Jealous.
It's the Zach and Cody brand, or that Cole Sprouse, Dylan Sprouse's mead that he makes now.
The sweet spice wine of Zach and Cody.
No, dude, like the guy actually makes mead.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
The sweet
not the
mead
one
of
from
Zach and Cody.
Riverdale, the other.
Oh, gotcha.
Back to work. Mead.
So the deep gnome kind of leans on the table, takes a look at everyone, and goes, "Well, I'll start off by saying my name is Drasko Pickshine. You have found yourself at my mine. So,
Lovely mine.
well, thank you. Been in the family. Now, what you all doing here?
Trying to reach the surface.
And technically, we're trying to reach Blingdenstone, I think. I mean, technically, we're trying to reach a town, just not one that's controlled by drow, because drow are dicks. No offense.
Hey! Oh. None taken.
He's
Now.
not.
And what's your business in Blingdenstone then? This passage out you speak of?
Yep. Provisions, supplies, whatever we end up needing in order to get ourselves back to the surface.
Kind of gives a little sidelong glance at you, Craigor. Seems to be kind of weighing options and thinking a little bit. And then looks back and goes, "So, before I say anything else about that, you all seem to have had your share of running into drow," as he kind of makes a motion at the few of y'all who still have the leftover drow armor on, and goes, "What's got them so riled up lately?"
I could still be mad.
Mad about what?
Well, I wasn't there, so I'll give you my secondhand account based off of what these fine folks have told me. But from what I understand, there was some sort of incident that occurred at a lake where a whole town of lizard people or fish people or some sort of people were attacked by a giant creature, a demon, potentially a demigod,
Demogorgon.
those types of things. And Demogorgon. Thank you, Nandor. That's Nandor, by the way. My name is Einar. I apologize. We didn't give proper introductions. I'm Einar. That's Nandor. That's Ramos over there. Obviously, you've met Eldith, the lovely one over here. That's Ront, and the gentleman in the normally in the Minotaur hat, but currently with just a patch over one eye. That's Cragor.
Also, we escaped from another thing that might have riled him up. We killed a warden. We
I
went
gave
with-
her a blood eagle.
Don't ask.
Oh.
Yeah,
I-
I believe her name was Elvara. We escaped
Like to
prison.
ask.
What's up?
Well, what's a blood eagle?
Oh man.
Well, you see, Einar, when you claim your victim's life, and they've been bad, and they deserve rightful punishment for what they've done, especially to your fellow companions, you give them a blood eagle. Do you want me to go into detail of what it is?
Please. I pull out a piece of parchment and an ink pen, and I start taking notes. Go
Well,
on.
You make an incision down the back, all the way down.
Okay. All the way down. So from top, like between the shoulder blades, all the way to
All the way down the back, all the way down the spine.
Okay.
all
All right.
the way.
All the way to the spine. Mhm.
You rip open their skin.
Hair open, skin. Yep.
You proceed to grab their ribs from the back
Ribs from the back. Okay. All right.
and pull out in the opposite direction of which they go.
Crunching noise. Opposite direction which they go. Okay. All right.
The entrails bleed out, and they are spread like eagle wings.
Blood eagle. Got it.
The blood
This-
eagle.
You can see the other guard that had followed y'all in is also in the back taking notes.
I don't recommend you do this to just anyone. This is reserved for the most heinous of people, ones of true evil.
Assholes. Underline.
She not only tortured our friends, but she killed them in the most disrespectful and non-rightful way. She made them suffer. So in turn, she must have suffered. You don't hurt family, especially ours. She did that, and she paid with her life.
He kind of listens to all that with just kind of a like amused but kind of like oh face, and afterwards he looks over to you, Cragor, kind of leaning on the table, and goes, "You were captured by this warden too, stuck in her prison."
Yes, sir. Yes, I was.
And why have they turned on their own? What did you do?
Well, you see, I got thrown in there because I was caught. This is so embarrassing. I got caught trying to steal someone's cat. Yeah, it's not something I like to go into detail about. I saw the cat.
Well,
No, please go into detail.
they are very much a delicacy this far down. So,
Well, exactly my thinking. You see, I always wanted a cat. I never had the opportunity to have one, so I may have tried to steal it from the warden herself. Not knowing that it was the warden's cat. I got caught.
he kind of looks to the rest of y'all like, really? This guy? Shrugs.
I don't know.
We all met there in the cell.
Well, I have heard a little bit about this Elvira and her prison, so I can say there might be a little credence to y'all's story. I don't know if the fellas up at Blingdenstone will be keen on helping. City's kind of got a lot going on right now. But,
Do tell.
oh, I don't know too much. That's why I like to stay out here working in the mines and in my stiplet digs here. But I do know that there is a terrible mist that has been sealed away that causes those fine creations you saw out there to betray their owners. And there's
yeah.
also,
I've dealt with that mist. It's wild magic, isn't it?
oh, this one is wild.
Yeah.
It seems to be almost conscious, moving from cave to cave, seeking out stones and all of the like.
I say that because whenever I cast, for example, any kind of spell that I have, something always happens. Something unpredictable.
Well, I haven't seen it myself or been close enough to try and test it, so I don't know if this is the same, but if you have some experience with it, I can tell you that is something that is a problem over there right now. Granted, also, there are some. He kind of scratches his chin for a moment. There are some fragile negotiations right now with the rat folk that have tried to take up residence there as well. So they may be a little distracted in helping you with your plight immediately.
So you think that they would rather fight amongst each other when there's a Demogorgon, a demon lord roaming around down here, when it could possibly escape the Underdark and then wreak havoc on, the land above?
Well, I know that they don't worry too much about what happens to the land above. And if this Demogorgon ever escaped, well, that'd just be one less problem for the others up there in Blingdenstone.
This will be a problem for everyone, not just them. No city would be safe. Not even
gives a shrug and is just like, you will have to convince Daggermatic of that, or Diggermatic. He is currently acting chief in charge and everything, and me, I like to work the mines. There is a lot to repair and fix in our old capital, one that we took back from your people. As he looks over at you, Craigor.
Yeah, my people. I don't really have a people, I would say.
That's a shame. Someone always should have someone.
These are my
Yeah.
people.
He then kind of leans back a little bit. Goes, no, you all really don't seem like the too terrible sort. At least, from what I've seen. Cautious, but anyone surviving in the Underdark is made to be that way. Now, I don't quite trust y'all. However, I am heading up to Blingdenstone. And if you are liars or spies or anything like that that we have to deal with, well, I'd rather do it with the numbers of the city. You may be able to interest the chief in this terrible demon out there, but we are few, and we are trying to take back our home. So, that trouble will be yours.
It sounds to me like you guys have a few different things that people of our sort of disposition might help with. Things like rat people that are trying to settle in on your city, and you know, problems like that maybe we could help out with. I'm sure that if we talk to this Diggermatic fellow, we could come to some sort of terms where we would help you, and in turn, hopefully, he would help us. Maybe with just our getting to the surface, maybe going as far as to offer us a little bit of aid when it comes to dealing with the Demogorgon.
Mayhaps. The least I can do is get you to the city. What you do from there will be up to you.
I like this plan. And you, Mr. Drasco, sir, you are a stand-up sort of gentleman.
I don't know about none of that. We'll see if that stays the same, depending on how y'all go.
I assure you, you're not going to have anything to worry from any of us. Uh, uh, except for Ron, because he snores. So if we end up spending a night, you might have to get used to that a little. But
I think I can handle a little bit of that.
when do we go?
He kind of makes a motion, and one of the guards opens up the door, and you know allows free reign to take a step out. But he does look over to you, Kragor, and you go, "If I were you, for now I'd keep off the helmet. Best to let them know who and what you are right off the bat, so they don't think you're trying to hide it."
Okay. I think that's a good idea.
He kind of gives a nod, and then makes his way out as well. And but at the door he does go, "It will be about another 10 to 20 minutes before our cart's ready and loaded up. So you've got a little bit of time before we head out."
Excellent.
Thank you, Mr. Drasco, sir.
Gives a nod and walks out, and another one of the guards kind of stays at the door, just kind of leaning up against the wall, keeping an eye, but doesn't seem like he's in any sort of threatening position or anything like that. He's just kind of leaning up against the wall.
Well, I think that went well. What do you guys think?
I think it went fantastic. Well done, Kragor. And Eldith, you are a natural charmer, my dear.
She just kind of gives you a look like, "What? Did that happen? When did that happen? Wait."
So it sounds to me like the best thing for us to do is to head to Blingdenstone and talk with this Diggermatic fellow, right? I mean, ideally we can get them to help us out with at least getting to the surface, but I genuinely think that there's a possibility we could get these folks to help us with the whole problem that you guys are dealing with. You know, the demon thing.
I have a feeling it would mean we would have to take care of a rat problem for him.
Maybe we can negotiate something between the two different people so that they can coexist peacefully with one another and get two armies for the price of one.
Ideally, that would be the plan. But with us Sometimes the plans go off the rails, so we have to prepare for anything.
Of course. Nander, what do you think? Over there being all silent and cautious like.
We could do what he wants. We'll see what happens. Ultimately, the goal is just to get rid of the Demogorgon, and whatever we have to do, we have to do. Let's say that one of the sides we could try to make a compromise of anything. If not, we'll see what happens as it happens.
Okay, I'm with you, fellas.
Yes, you are. Because if you're not, then you're probably going to get killed.
My thoughts exactly.
Ron's just like, don't worry. We've got your back.
I know you do. I know you do, Ron. I appreciate it.
Do you have more waffles?
I do, and I thought you'd never ask.
Oh boy.
As long as the waffles are coming, right, Ron?
I'm going to pull out my spell book and start flipping through some pages, and I'm going to start quietly casting a spell.
Alrighty. Felda kind of, refills her cup on the cask that was there a few times, but just for the most part, just kind of nervously chills. And with her, it's a little bit more of a excited, nervous, as she kind of has that feeling of like, oh man, we're getting closer. Yes, and so she's kind of got that like little half grin, just kind of looking out towards the door every now and then. What spell are you casting, Einar?
I cast Unseen Servant.
Alrighty. And alright. And just having it stay next to you for now.
Yeah, I'm gonna have it just stick next to me for right now, but might have it do some other things later.
For some reason, I thought that said unseen serpent, and I was like, why is a snake able to do this? I was like, oh, servant. Got
Hey Matt,
Technically,
Hey.
speaking, I can make anybody unseen.
can I lay on the roof on the ceiling?
Yeah, I'd say so.
I'll do that.
Like you kind of have to lay on your stomach and like have your hands down like under your face so that you are all comfortable and rested, but so your hands and feet are touching. But aside from that, yeah.
Because my hands don't actually have to touch it. Like they could be completely free.
Oh yeah, it's more just for the
Comfort.
gravity's sake of like pulling you to that surface.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah. So you lay down, and is there anything else you want to do in these few minutes before he returns, or are y'all all good?
I'm gonna talk to the guards about the lizards.
Are you gonna roleplay that, or?
I'm just gonna ask some questions.
So you kind of walk back out.
Start casting just to say it. I'll start casting detect magic, but if the ritual gets broken, it gets broken. I don't know if we'll have enough time.
No
I've
worries.
already like given this guy like a nod and like walked over to this one.
Yeah, he just kind of nods at you as you go by and keeps an eye on you, but there are enough of them out there that he just is mainly watching everybody in the side room.
I keep my hands by my side so they see. Like, I don't plan on doing anything. And then I go up to the guard and I just ask him, so what are their names?
Kind of looks over and he's like, lizard or rock.
The lizards.
Uh, mm, Blue Fang. And you can tell he just totally made those up on the spot too.
Blue and Fang. That's interesting. How did you guys get them to be so docile around you? They seem very attacative towards anything that gets in their way.
Kind of looks over at another deep gnome. They say a few things in Undercommon. He nods and looks back. Farm. Raise.
Raise them from birth. Okay. Did you guys find them in the mine? Or is there like a nest that you found them from?
Travel. From.
Travel.
Another few words. Old home.
Old home. Well, I'm glad you have them in control. Have you lost any friends to them and their hungry appetites?
No. Many spiders. Easy food. Lately, many drow.
I guess we all have that in common because we also hate spiders and drow. Except for that one in there with us. He's actually a stand-up guy.
He seems a little suspicious of that first, but just kind of shrugs and goes,
I can tell you stories of how he's killed many a drow in very great ways.
He kind of leans up against one of the rocks and just seems intent on listening to that.
So we were coming up to an encampment. He's disguised. He's got the armor. They don't know he's not one of them, right? He goes up to him, goes up right behind the guy. He's got his dagger out. Just goes up behind him, right around the neck. Instant death. Just goes, flops down. You think that's it? He keeps going. He keeps going. There's another one. Just keeps walking. Doesn't even say hi to the guy. Just gives him a little nod. And then, bam, right out of nowhere, gets that one. It was great. It was great. There's many more that he just kind of snuck by thinking, oh, hey, he's one of us. And then turns around and just bam. Didn't even see him.
I want you to roll me either a deception or performance. Your choice.
Shit.
All right. So there's a few of them that seem to be like listening as well. You don't know if they believe all of it, but they definitely seem to be liking the stories. So,
Did I tell you he even killed a Minotaur? That's how he got that helmet. He literally stabbed its eyes out. It was great. We were dead heat in battle. Nandor was over there somewhere. I was, out. I was dead out. Our buddy Rond over there. Oh. There he is. Just like that, he was out. All right. Nandor was completely out of it. And with his last ditch effort, he just went up to it, climbed up, stabbed its eyes out. Saved my life.
Did you not see the intro video?
Sorry, man. They only have the natural Twitch, the one that comes from all the views.
Can I roll a history since it's a history lesson to make them believe more?
Less of a history, but they're even if they don't believe it, they are all definitely appreciative of the stories.
Oh, okay.
So it's still getting some hype for it. Just they're all a little skeptical.
Don't worry, Ramus. I'll have a chance to prove myself.
I'm just like, but keep blabbering on.
Yeah. And as this is going on out there,
Did I mention the waffles?
Also, great chef. Great chef.
they all and at that point they start making jokes about how they just drink the blood of their slaves and their men, and they start cracking some drow jokes. But
I'm with you. I don't know what they said, but yeah, I'm with you on that one. That's a good one. Yeah.
Dresco comes over and he's just leans into the room that you're all in, and he goes, "All right, we're about all set up out here, so if you want to come and join us, we'll be getting back into the tunnels towards Blingdenstone."
Did I get the spell off?
For detect magic, yeah.
Well, boys, it was great talking to you and trading stories. Have fun in the mines. It's been fun knowing you. We gotta go. Bye, Blue. You're
They do teach you if you kind of like in the process uh, of how to stay strong in Undercommon. So they're like, if you want to point to someone or point to yourself and say strong, because they feel like since that's what your conversation's about, it'd be appropriate.
strong. And then I like point to each one of them and be like, strong too.
And they are very amused by it.
I close my book and get up and start heading out. And as I'm coming out, the unseen servant picks up the mead barrel and starts walking out behind. So there's just this floating barrel of mead following me out.
As it follows you out, they all kind of pull out their swords and or crossbows and point in its direction, and you hear in Undercommon, "Ghost! Thief! Ghost!"
No. I wanted us to have something to drink along the way, so my companion is carrying it for us. It's just a spell, gentlemen. It's just a spell.
They all kind of look at each other for a moment,
Here,
and
see, I'll show you.
Drasco.
I walk over and start like waving my hands all around the barrel, like very evidently in a way that there's nothing that's actually holding it. It's just levitating effectively.
You do see actually Drasco pick something up off of the table that he's next to, and you do see a faint magical aura come off of it, and he lifts it up to his eye, this bright red gem, and kind of looks through it, and he seems to look in the barrel's direction, then lifts up his hand and says in Undercommon, "Yeah, that's all right, y'all. I can see it. Yeah, no, it's fine. Doesn't seem to be one of ours." And then sets the gem back down.
So, how much for that gem?
You're gonna have to go and talk to our stone shapers in Blingdenstone. We don't have very many of those out here.
Can they do more than just to see magical things, or is there more types of variants?
They got a few different styles over there. Mine are mostly in case we have to run across any sort of unseen problems in the mines.
Do you have ghosts in the mines?
Yeah, the ones left over from whenever the old empire came through and took the capital.
Good thing they got you around. Kind of like you protect your own, huh?
That's all we got.
Sort of like you and me with this and my family here. I respect that, my good sir. And then, like, kind of go for the arm clamp, you know?
Kind of just looks at it for the moment. You see him think about it, but instead of doing the arm clamp, he just does a brief handshake.
I'll take
But
it.
yeah, right. He does then just kind of motion to a few, and you see three other deep gnomes kind of pick up some of their gear and shoulder it as they grab Blue and Fang and begin to hook them up to a larger cart that has a variety of metals and cut stones and things like that that are in the back with this just dusty kind of gray blanket to cover across it. And he nods, double checks to make sure it's all secure, and it's just like, all right, y'all. Well, then let's go ahead and be on our way then.
Sounds like a plan.
As I'm walking out and I see the barrel to my left, that's Big Helder. I said, "The ghost!"
It's not
See?
a ghost.
See,
It's a
he's
spell.
harmless. He's harmless. See, he doesn't know.
As I'm like investigating, like, what? Huh? Like,
You can see that a few of the deep gnomes kind of chuckle, and there are three of them who are off on the side talking in undercommon and kind of pointing in your direction and everything. If you want, you can roll me a perception, Craigor. See if you can hear eavesdrops and yeah, nope. It's just some soft speaks,
ignorance
but
is bliss, my friend.
Can
they
I
do seem to kind of be pointing at you and at like the skull hanging at your waist and some of the bits on you and kind of giving these nods.
Told you guys. Killed the Minotaur. Told you.
They kind of flex at you.
on what they're saying?
Yeah.
They were flexing at me, you said?
At
Oh,
Ramos.
that's a net 20 right there, baby.
Oh yeah. So you just kind of walk by and as you walk by, you can hear, oh, you really think that he killed a Minotaur? I mean, he's got it right on him. Yeah, but I mean, what about all the drow? I mean, he's wearing drow armor. He must have killed a few. There might be some credence to this story. I don't know. I still don't buy it. I mean, it might be a plant. Well, they'll keep an eye on him up there. If he's lying, we'll know quick.
I'd
And I'm
never
just like,
say I ripped my class.
I'm just like, I'm telling you, he did it, guys. Like, I'm not like, I don't even know, but just like, he's a good dude. Killed Minotaur. Lots of his people. Just good dude.
I'm gonna lean over to the deep gnome that's right next to me, and I go, I bet you didn't know this. But that stone right there behind us just farted.
I kind of just look back. Roll me a deception.
I just figured with a 25 perception, I heard wind passing through one of its cracks. I mean, I'll roll a deception if you want.
I mean, you probably definitely heard wind through one of its cracks. But I'm saying roll deception to see if he believes you that it farted.
Yeah.
And he does. Yeah. He kind of looks at it, gives it a face, and just kind of takes a few steps away.
Does that awkward like shuffle?
Yeah. He just kind of like, tries to casually join the other conversation that the other ones are having.
Guys, I'm telling you,
I
farted.
scarred that deep gnome for life.
He's never gonna look at the rocks the same. You hear him as he walks over. He's like, I think I smelled a little sulfur from that one.
It smells like the mine.
So funny.
And so with that, you all begin to follow these carts. Some of the two of the deep gnomes kind of taking the front, leading the two giant lizards that they have, with two of them kind of trailing the entire party, just keeping an eye on the rear. Dresco being one of the two up front. And he kind of looks back at everyone and goes, all right, it'll take us a little bit less than an hour to get to Blingdenstone from here. Go ahead and keep your eyes out just in case there's anything on the road or on the tunnel, and we'll arrive shortly.
You got it.
So at that, as y'all...
Hey Matt, did anyone wake me up?
Nope.
All right,
I feel like
cool.
something's missing.
Wait. We're missing someone. Wait. Check the roof. Look up. Do you guys see Nandor anywhere? Guys, look up.
Ron kind of look up and go, oh yeah, he can do that. Right.
Yeah. Like a spider, he climbs through the walls, you know. He's like a man with spider powers.
Man spider.
It's like Spider-Man.
Not man spider.
Yeah,
Man
Spider-Man
Spider.
won't stick. I like Man Spider.
Yeah.
Spider
It's a silly name, Spider-Man. Man spider.
It'll never catch on.
That'll never work.
Spider-Man? Anyone?
Spider?
Nah, Man Spider.
Man
I
spider.
kinda like Spider.
No.
Spanandor.
All right. Let's look for the man spider, aka Nandor. Where can you guys see him anywhere?
So, Aldith kind of heads back to the room that y'all were all in and kind of looks up and around and sees you just comfortably laying up there and shit. Little drool kind of hanging down from you. And she's just like, oh, Nandor! Don't fall!
5 more minutes.
I can ask, but they're all ready to go.
Matt, can you come up with a name on the spot, like for one of my old crew members that I used to run with? I'm gonna be like,
Dagden.
5 more minutes, Dagden. 5 more.
I don't think I know a Dagden.
Huh?
Sounds kind of familiar.
Eldith, just toss something at him, like a rock. Toss a rock at him. Give him. That's how you wake up spiders nowadays. You gotta throw something.
She grabs one of the clay cups and just kind of like doesn't hit you, and it's empty and everything, but it does kind of next to you. She's like, "Oh wait, that was probably bad house manners. Oh, none of them saw that. You know, we're good."
Did it take any damage from the glasses or the cup?
No.
Okay.
It clearly missed.
Like I'm over here like groggy. I'm just like, all right.
Shit.
And I just like let go of the ceiling.
Drop down, I'll catch ya.
I let go.
roll me a dex save for Eldith.
And that's how Eldith died.
All right, cool.
Yeah, no, like, some Andre the Giant and Princess Bride level catching, she just...
Classic.
And, just kind of carries you out the door and everything, and it's just like, you're really kind of light.
Yeah, I've been working on that. Being in prison and all, and not eating the Ripple bark waffles.
This cave
Yeah.
is getting
They mostly just add, empty carbohydrates. Just and she makes the way back up to everyone else, and it's just like, hey, look who I found! Kind of fell out of the ceiling.
Bad spider.
He's cute.
He just fell out
keep
of your
him?
arm.
Oh, he's mine now. Sorry, you're gonna have to get your own.
Do I see a wedding in the possible future?
No,
love
triangle.
I mean, she technically
I mean,
already made it through a threshold, so
At least in my tribe, the man carries the woman. But I mean, that might work.
She just kind of gives you a look, like, really? Women can't carry men? What is this?
It's called
Back to episode 1. Let's go.
taking you, sweeping you off your feet, darling.
No.
We treat you right.
I'm just like
She just motions to like give you Nandor. She's like, here, you can sweep in. Here you go.
now Ramos is carrying Nandor.
Man, he really look at that.
I know, right? It's really not that bad. So as you all escort Dresco, one of you curling Nandor as you go, you get a little bit closer to Blingdenstone, having met a few of its outer residents and kind of getting an idea of what awaits you ahead. And so as you prepare to make your way into this city, we're going to go ahead and take a break.
Yay!
Cool.
So good at that, Matt. All right, guys, we're gonna be back. What time is it here?
It is 10:47 Central Time. Or 10:49.
Are we gonna take a tenner? And we come back at 9 or
Yep.
11?
Yep.
All right, we'll be back in
Sounds
about
good.
10 minutes, guys. Thank you so much. See ya in just a few.
Yeah!
Booyah!
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Before we get started, and before we come back, I'm going to give a few shout outs for everybody who came out to the show tonight. And again, we will be coming back here very shortly. But I did want to discuss the events that have happened just recently. So let me go through the list here. Give me one second. I am Flowerless. Thank you for the raid with the party of 2. Appreciate you. Vegas Girl on Fire. Thank you for the 5 gifted tier 1s. Oh, wait, hold on. Let me count these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 tier 1 gifted subs. Thank you so much, Vegas Girl on Fire. To Caesar Towers, Adre, Jay Steely Plays, Adela Freach, Ballard, and Gamer Adam. And I am Flowerless. Thank you for the follow. We're happy to have you guys, and thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for the support. We'll be back very shortly. See you soon. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Heathens and Heroes. I will let our Dungeon Master, Matt, take it away. Matt.
I'm guessing it's my turn. So.
I don't know why it does that every time.
I don't know either. But as we get back, you all have left the Pickshine Mines, led by Dresco Pickshine and 3 others of his crew. I don't have a cart mini, so I don't have the cart in here. But you all begin to make your way towards the city itself. And
Is the cart being pulled by 2 lizards or 1?
2.
And
Kind of
which one
side by
is
side like an ox.
Dresco?
The one facing a different direction just to make it easy.
I'm gonna stay up next to Dresco.
Easy enough. and y'all are welcome to situate yourselves however you like around the cart, which would be in this central area as well, roughly. But as he kind of begins to lead y'all through these tunnels, he kind of looks over at you, Einar, as you're coming up and walking with him, and he goes, "So, you've been with these ones a little more recently. Not a, you don't seem to be of well, quite the same dynamic."
No, we met up a little while ago when they saved me from some gnolls that had captured me. Gnolls, right? Assholes. They're
Yeah,
all
we
dead now.
saw. Oh, that's good. We had heard reports of a hunting party that made their way down.
I think we took care of them.
Dicks.
Well, what do you think of your companions then?
To be honest with you, Dresco, I'm not usually one for walking around with other people. I'm more of a lone wolf myself. I like to be able to go where I like and do what I like whenever I like. One of those kinds of folk. But I gotta say, these guys are okay. I mean, I don't think I've been with a group for this long in a very long time, actually. So, they're good people. They seem to watch out for each other. They've got their little quirks and dynamic between them. Sometimes they have their little spats, but for the most part, they get along real well. They watch out for each other. And they watch out for the people that help them out. So I like
Well,
them.
that's good. Sounds like that. What was it? Kragor isn't quite. Well, he's not quite like all the other ones from the capital then, because they do nothing of that sort.
Yeah, yeah. No, he's a hard one to pin down sometimes because well, every now and again he seems like he's a couple of pockets short of a full waffle, if you understand my meaning. Like he doesn't quite have all the syrup, on the waffle. Waffles are his thing. I don't know. I'm trying to draw an analogy here, but regardless, sometimes he's a little hard to pin down, but he's one of those people that I think if you like him and he likes you, you got a friend for life.
He seems to kind of nod and just take that information in, and continues walking for a little bit. And he kind of takes a moment to look back, and he looks like he's about to point something out to you. But as he does, he kind of pauses and points at your hand, and he goes, "You all right?"
Oh, this? Yeah, it's a weird one. Uh, when I use my magic, my skin starts to turn black. I don't know. It's weird.
He seems a little, not necessarily put off, but it's definitely strange. He hasn't quite heard of anything like that happening. But he then kind of scratches his chin and he goes, "Well, that other one, oh, Nandor, he did mention there was some odd magics about."
Yep. Yep. Yes, there is.
Well, just so you and yours can know, if you ever have to find your way back through to Blingdenstone again, kind of points to off to one of the walls. Um, and you can see where he points. There is a little bit of Underdark script that is written there in the walls, and he goes, We have a habit of making it at about our eye level, but we smooth the surface of the stone slightly around it. So feeling it is a lot easier than seeing it. But most of them are from older days, the further out you go. But generally, it's something to look out for down along that way, and it'll lead you back to our city.
Appreciate that. I'll keep that in mind.
Kind of nods and scratches his chin a little bit. Goes, now, Diggermatic might not like that I've told you all that, but if he wants the city to be successful again, we're gonna need to reopen trade one day. So, it will be good to get back out there.
Well, all goes well, you're going to have 6 people that are more than willing to go to the surface and vouch for how great of a city you got. And I was going to ask you a little bit more about your mine, actually. What sort of things do you dig up in there?
Well, ours is primarily metals, iron, copper, things of that nature. We did find a gold vein once, but it wasn't very deep. And there's a little bit of stone that we have that is of use, but our main quarry is located elsewhere.
Nothing precious out in that mine?
We have found a few gems here and there, but ours is not exactly the most robust in that category.
I understand, I understand. How long's it been in your family?
Well, we've only recently made our way back to the city within the last generation, but before our people were exiled, it was in our family as well, so you could say a few hundred years. Just haven't always been in it the whole time.
Sure, sure. I understand. Well, I mean, if you're all right with it, I might toss your name out to a few people up on the surface as being a prime contact for metals and things of that nature, and occasionally the rare gem or two.
Well, if everything goes well around here, I would very much appreciate the extra business.
It'd be my pleasure, Dresco.
He kind of just gives a bit of the tip of the hat to you, and he keeps looks around a little bit, and you can start to see that there are these faint little bits of moss that are starting to grow along the edges and kind of in the cracks of some of the caves or tunnels, and the temperature itself seems to almost drop by a few degrees as well. But the moss that you start to pass has this faint green bioluminescence too. So when you first see it, it's almost like under distant stars under the earth. That as you get closer, you can just kind of see the moss along the walls. And he gives a bit of a nod. All right, we're getting ourselves close now. He looks back and calls out, Gregor, get yourself up here if you don't mind. Rather just get all this out of the way.
Okay.
And you'll begin to approach a slight rise in the tunnels that begins to lead upward. And as it does, after a few minutes, you begin to see about 50 feet away a staircase that is made for gnomish feet. So it's a little bit awkward for y'all once you actually get up to it. But it seems to go up about 50 feet or so. And next to it, there is a flat surface of carved smooth stone that continues like a ramp up to the side. And along that ramp, there's this long rope that has a hook at the end. And as they approach, he speaks out in Undercommon to the rest of the gnomes. And the two of you that understand can hear him say, "All right, get the cart loaded up and hooked on. We'll give a call." And they start getting to work, pulling the cart up ahead slightly. And he looks to y'all and goes, "All right, we're officially out of Blingdenstone right now. We'll get you up and processed soon enough."
Sounds like a plan.
And then the gnomes hook up the cart, kind of at the base where the lizards were hooked in before. And one of the deep gnomes kind of takes the reins of them to lead behind the rest of y'all's group as you begin to make your way up the stairs. And the other grabs the rope and gives 2 tugs on it. And then you see the rope go taut and begin to pull up the cart up the ramp. And they all kind of fall in step with you and goes, "Now, naturally, because of the nature of the city and the recent incursions, our people are a little on edge right now, so I would keep weapons holstered unless you need them."
Okay.
I stick my hands in my pocket.
All right. And then you make y'all's way up the stairs. Occasional little shift and stumble as you come up, as they're not made for your size feet. But you eventually get your way up towards the top, where as you crest over, you can see there are 4 deep gnomes that are kind of resting outside of a large, um, wide 2-door, uh, lost the frame of words for that, a large metal, almost like a steel green door that is barred shut and closed at the moment. And off to the side at the top of the ramp, you can see a earth elemental that isn't as smooth and put together as the Galanders that you had seen outside of Pickshine Mines. This one is a lot more rough, with bits of like crystal kind of sticking out of it in some areas, and it is handling a large wooden wheel that is pulling the crank of the cart up. And as the cart arrives a little bit behind y'all, and the deep gnomes all kind of look to you, Drasko steps forward and goes, "Howdy, y'all. Found ourselves some survivors out here. Now," and you can see, Gregor, with your passive, that all of them, as you kind of crest the top, have just their eyes trained on you, hands at the bows, but they see the whole group and, Drasko with you, so they haven't drawn or anything yet. But you've gotten some attention already. But Drasko, go. Oh,
Can I put my hand on his shoulder?
most definitely. And Drasko kind of puts his hands up and goes, "Now, I know lately those folks from the city have been causing some problems around here. This one, however, was a prisoner of theirs, along with a majority of this party. They have been surviving for a while." You can see a few of the guards kind of exchange looks, and one of them kind of steps forward and speaks in Undercommon, to which you understand. "Yeah, you vouching for these?" "For now, they haven't done any problems, and I have at least offer them the chance of their appeal before the chief. See a few of them kind of exchange looks. And with your passive, Kregor and Einar, you could also see that kind of blended in with the rock of the edges of this gate, there are a few arrow slits that are there, kind of built into the rock wall. Uh, so you gather that this is a fairly well defended gate. And he kind of looks over the party once more and takes a step forward and says, this time in common to everybody, all right, Drasco here vouches for you, which gets you in. But we will keep an eye on all of you. We don't know you, and we certainly don't trust you.
Understandable, gentlemen. Understandable, of course. Now, let me offer you a slight peace offering. Drasco here was kind enough to give us a drink when we first met. And I'd like to offer you the same, though I know you're on duty, so I understand if you have to turn it down. But as you can see, my unseen companion here, which is just a spell and not a person, I can demonstrate if you'd like, has brought along a keg of mead that we had tapped into. Would anybody like a drink?
You see one of them looks like he's like, and the other one kind of puts a hand out and goes, apologies. As you say, we are on duty. You save that cask for later, though, and we'll find you.
I'll leave it right inside the gate for you, gentlemen, so that you can have it as soon as you're off of duty.
They all kind of exchange a look to Drasco, who kind of gives a subtle little nod, and they nod as well. And he, the one that spoke before, kind of walks forward. And as this is happening, you can see that part of the wall, kind of where the stone is at, shifts, and a latch opens up with a pulley system that lowers, where the elemental begins to hook up ropes to the cart that is then lifted up and brought through the wall itself as he knocks on the large steel looking door. And from the inside, you can hear the rattling of chains moving as the door itself opens up. And you see a semi narrow passageway that kind of leads down a few steps. And he makes a motion and goes, this here is meant to keep out invaders. But since you are momentarily friends of ours, you'll be able to pass through unabated.
All right, thanks, gentlemen.
And I thank you as well. And I would like to offer you each one Ripplebark waffle made by yours truly, Gregor.
Roll of persuasion.
Nandor,
Yeah.
make them taste like the best waffles they've ever had in their life.
Do it.
Thanks, Ben.
They like just kind of stare at you for a moment.
I walk up to each one. I'm just like, here you are. Here you are. Here you are. Here you are.
You kind of have a moment where you're like, you don't know if they're gonna take it or not, but eventually he does reach out and grab it, and the rest of them kind of follow suit. And they just kind of look at it for a moment, kind of look all at each other, and they all start walking. People's, the rest of the Deep Gnome party that you were escorting begin to start walking through and everything, and you can tell that they're all kind of looking at each other like, who's going to try it first? I don't know what this is. I don't know if this is poison. Who's gonna try it first? But one of them eventually is just like,
hang on. Before he bites it, if there's an extra one, I'll eat it in front of him.
I was gonna say this.
Faith.
I was gonna be like, take a bite too. Why don't we all just sit down and have some Ripple Bark waffles before we continue?
No, just give me a piece of one. Don't give me the entire thing. Just a piece.
As a sign of trust, I will give one waffle to my good friend Nandor, and he will eat one as well, so that you know it is safe to eat.
As I put the waffle piece in my mouth, I'm just like, and I eat it.
they
That
kind of.
sure is delicious.
You see?
I feel like you need to roll a persuasion for that.
Oh yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So even Kregor is like, yes. If nothing else, I got him to eat a part of waffle. And they kind of stare at you for a moment, wait to see if you have any adverse reactions, and then one of them takes a bite. You can see he's trying to keep it composed, but his eyes are like looking at the others like,
Do it.
yeah.
Do it.
But he's doing his best to look as composed as possible in front of, all these new people. But
I imagine while they're looking at each other, Gregor's just kind of looking at them doing that Jack Nicholson thing from Anger Management, where he's like,
the others like see you doing that and just kind of turn their back to you to take a bite. But then they all kind of look at each other, and then they just kind of put it away. Seemed happy, seemed content.
a good day.
Yeah, it might be.
Onward we go.
So you'll make your way in, and as you step in and down, you can see that along the sides of this pathway that you're forced to walk, there are battlements kind of across the top with these smaller, deep gnome-sized towers that you can see as you walk through. There are the occasional one or two that will kind of look over the side and look down at y'all, but seeing your escort of others, they just kind of give a nod and just watch. The walls themselves, however, catch your eye as they're about 10 to 15 feet tall in some areas. The pathway is not straight and level, it kind of dips and rises occasionally, but all of the walls are covered with these nails that just stick out and up the whole thing to keep people from trying to climb out. But
I
Drasco,
like this space. I need one of these in my home. I need a home.
Drasco kind of makes a motion to it all and he goes, yeah, it does the job for most things, but whenever it comes to dealing with large-scale armies, there are gaps.
Well, gaps will happen with defenses. Now, Ramos over there is actually a brilliant tactician. I'm sure that he could recommend some different ways that you guys could improve these defenses of yours, if you'd like.
Kind of looks back towards you, Ramos, as you're kind of following up with everybody, and just kind of nods and goes, well, when you go and speak to the chief, that may be something you want to tell him.
That sounds like a plan.
And as you all pass through this area, you can also see that kind of built into the walls of this chamber, there are what look to be a few vents that are pointed in and in this direction. And there are some deep gnomes who are looking from this tower down at y'all, but see the others and have just kind of watched and probably relayed a few messages. So they just kind of watch you as you go by and give a nod. But as he goes in, he just kind of goes, luckily, with what we've seen so far, it's not really been, well, too many problems to hold everything at bay. We've had a few stray people also find their way here. And as he arrives, you can see that the wider doors on. Here, I got you, Esteban. Run the maze! Run it! Oh no, you're lost! But as he arrives, the slightly larger doors over here open up, and you can see the cart led by the lizards kind of being brought forward, and you get a brief glimpse at another sort of pathway that they kind of have outskirting the top for larger entries and things like that here. And he looks up at the two towers that are in the area, and you can see another one of those large silver doors here. And as he arrives, he just kind of nods, and they check out, look at everybody, nod as well, and open up the door to allow y'all to walk through. You find that the next area is about a 10 to 15-foot wide tunnel that curves slightly towards another large double doors made of that same slightly greened steel color. And you can see, mostly you, Kregor, and Einar, that up in the walls, kind of placed in different areas, there are these small gems, similar to the ones that you had seen before, except these ones are kind of more of a goldish yellow color, but they just seem to be embedded in the walls, kind of at about probably a little bit more than eye level for y'all. But
Are they
it
emitting
leads you-
light of any sort or doing anything like that? Or
Not at the moment, no. Doesn't seem to be. But they do definitely seem to be placed and intentional with the part and things like that. But you all make your way to the other set of steel doors, and he kind of looks back at y'all and goes, "Well, once we get inside, I'm going to go ahead and be making my way down to my cousin, and we're going to take care of all of the shipment and everything. But y'all make yourselves about as home as you can be. If you follow the main tunnel around, you'll find yourself at the Grand Hall where Chief Diggermatic is. And I wish you all the best of luck, and welcome to Blingdenstone, fellas." As he opens the door and steps inside, you all find yourself walking into a bit of a larger chamber, a very clear reception hall of sorts that has these tall statues that have little bits of moss and other things growing across them that emit that bioluminescent light in different colors. And the statues seem to be of gnomes or different people in their history. Many of them look worn, old as well. And as you all walk in, you can see that there are a few deep gnomes who are kind of like walking into the area, just kind of going about their day, that kind of pause and stop to watch and look as you all make your way into the city.
I
What would
have
you like to
the
do?
unseen servant leave the cask right at the not this set of silver doors, but the set right before it.
Okay, cool.
And then I'm gonna go over to Draska wherever he is. I don't know which one of these guys, or if he's even populated into this technically. But I go over to him and I pull out a platinum piece and I hand it to him. I'm like, I'd like to thank you for all your guidance that you've given us, and also for the cask as well.
Well, yeah, it was my pleasure. Bring more of this, and I'll be always happy to do business with you.
I assure you, sir, I will make sure that your business is booming once the surface and your city here are reconnected.
Well, I look forward to it. Y'all be safe, all right?
And you as well. Safe on your journeys back and safe in your mind.
One will be easier than the other as he kind of makes his way out.
Right. Well, my companions.
As Eldith kind of walks in, she looks around and goes, "Well, it ain't no Gauntlegrim, but it's definitely pretty."
It's better than most of the places we've been lately.
I'm a big fan of the shiny fungus.
I will definitely agree it's better. And I'm sure they'll let you take some, or maybe they even have some for you.
You think?
Who knows? This place is new. It's nice.
I walk up
I'll,
to this. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I'll say this right now, Gregor. I just ask you one thing. Let's
Yeah.
not try and cook with it. I don't want glowing waffles.
I can't promise you anything.
Gregor, can you promise me something?
I can try.
You won't go anywhere unsupervised. We're using the buddy system with you.
Right. What does unsupervised mean?
I'm gonna use minor illusion to basically speak into to Kragor, like if someone's talking to him, it's like, hey, this is your conscience. You're not gonna make glowing waffles.
What? What was that? Who? Going?
This is your conscience speaking.
Conscience? What? What's a conscience?
You know that thing, that this little voice that you're hearing right now, the one that tells you what's good and bad?
No.
Well, this is my first time ever speaking up.
Oh, okay.
Don't do that.
Are you sure?
I'm sure. We're sure. You and me.
All right.
All right. Gregor has clearly gone crazy. Let's just
You can see that the deep gnome that you had started to approach, has taken a few steps back, looks back at everybody, up the stairs as this kind of leads up a bit, and then just shakes his head and just kind of walks away and over there.
It's probably best.
Ront kind of looks around and at y'all and goes, "So, where's our way out?"
We just got here.
It's got lights, but I don't like the underground. I'm ready to leave.
It's all right, big fella. We're working on it.
Well, I think step number 1 is to go and speak with Digger Maddock here. Let's find out what we can do in order to get his assistance in getting us out of here.
Sounds good.
Do you think he's nice, Einar?
Yeah, I think he is.
I hope so. I like nice people.
So, as you all do walk by, you do notice that the large set of doors up here are about 30 feet wide and almost completely take up this entire tunnel space right here. And compared to the ones that you had seen before, this one looks fresh. It doesn't look as old and aged and things like that. It looks like recent forge work. And it has 3 large, almost like bar locks that are across the front and 1 through the middle as well, just creating this imposing door that obviously gives off the vibe of it is not to be opened.
That's probably where the mist is. Let's not open that door.
Keep talking about this mist. At some point, somebody's going to have to give me more detailed notes on it.
It's not a good mist.
That I've gathered.
Yes. Bad things happen when you cast magic while you're in the mist.
I might have electrocuted someone.
He didn't mean it, but it was on accident.
So
The mist does crazy things. It alters spells.
All right.
Don't stroke your beard.
Well, let's see. What do you think is the main path? Because these all look kind of similar to me.
I just was going to continue this way.
Well, so, as you're a little bit ahead and kind of had a moment to pause and look at that door, you can hear the sounds of speech. Quite a few people up ahead, and you can see, looking in, that it opens up to a much wider tunnel that is out there, and or not tunnel, but chamber. There are a few tables set out, multiple tents and stalls and things like that in the area. And you can see that even along the walls, there are stairs that lead up to other platforms and ledges with bridges that are about 10 to 15 feet up that kind of crisscross across the top of this central chamber that you find yourself kind of looking at.
Great. Did anybody ask for a map of this place?
Jessica just said follow the main pathway and we'd get to the Great Hall.
We
I'm
don't,
sure we can ask somebody.
we don't
We
need a
need-
map. I have a great sense of direction.
Again, let's find somebody. Maybe some.
Gregor's got this. It's fine.
Nope. Let's find somebody. Maybe someone's up here that we can talk to.
Muted.
Oh, sorry. I was clicking buttons too. So as y'all begin to walk in and everything, Einar, you also heading in the lead with Ramos, you kind of browse and look over the assortment of tables and spit and talking. Deep gnomes that are kind of gathered here. And as you're looking out and to your left, you can see one of them is carrying what looks to be a small wooden tray that has some sort of bowl of gruel and a cup on it. And he seems to be walking, looking towards one figure. And as he is, and he makes a nod, you see his body kind of pause for a second and then start to lift up in the air. And as he lets go of his tray and it spills, it also suspends in the air next to him. And you can see a bunch of the figures kind of jump back and around and kind of seeing this as well, as little bits of his cloak is looks like it's being burnt up from where he is, as two fairly translucent gelatinous orbs, now kind of lit up by the torches that are brought out by the other deep gnomes in the area. Some of them grabbing these mushroom stalks with a bright orange top that they strike against the ground, and the mushroom itself lights on fire. And the light itself causes the sheen across them, making them easier to see. This one has the figure in it. Here, let me put him blip right there. And one of the figures kind of jumps back and is like, "Merv, god damn it!" And real quick, I know y'all hadn't moved, but Connor, Cragor, Nandor, where were y'all kind of in this walking through the cave order?
Man.
I was-
No, I think Gregor was leading, so
Yeah, I was
right
right
behind him.
I was right next to Einar.
I'm gonna put you right there, and I'll put you, sir, about right there. Is that all right, or would you
Yeah.
like another spot?
I'm fine there.
All right. So as the person kind of calls out, "Merv, you goddamn idiot!" Most of you, except for you, Einar, recognize that voice. And you look over towards the deep gnome next to you, Ramos, and you see the familiar bald palette of Jimjar.
Are you kidding me, dude?
And I'm going to have everybody roll some initiatives.
What the hell are you doing here, Jim Jar?
Oh, shit.
You're wild, Matt. You're out of control, dude.
So,
I'm glad he made it out.
all right. So, starting us off, top of the round would be Nandor.
So these blocks right here.
What are they?
Gelatinous
Gelatinous.
cubes.
A gelatinous cube. Okay.
Okay, well,
Think giant
I'm gonna
jealous
go-
squares.
I'm gonna go somewhere that they can't reach me. I'm gonna basically run up the wall and like try to get somewhat over them.
To get over them, like you're climbing up one of the stairs or whatnot.
Yeah.
All right. It is built for gnomish size, so that going up on the higher levels will count as difficult terrain. So it'll be at half movement speed,
Okay.
but easy enough to do. It's just because of the size and trying to avoid, the other people and things up there. Not much space for tall people legs.
All right. um. Shit. I'll cast Bane on these things. Level 1.
All right. It needs to make a save. just makes the first one and super fails the second one. All right, so this one is baned.
Okay.
And you can move yourself along the wall for wherever you wanted to, make your way up a ramp.
I would.
My bad, I didn't see. Sorry, I was looking at all the stuff on the right.
Would I be able to get here?
Yeah, just enough.
Okay. Thinking it's like maybe I shouldn't summon rats. I'm just gonna use Bardic Inspiration. Wait, is that a bonus action? Yes, it is. On Ramos.
All right.
Do your axe swinging thing.
I'm playing this one safe. They might just take me in the jail.
So as you yell that out, you do see Jimjar kind of look behind, and he then just kind of like looks up to you at Nandor, and he's like, "Ah!"
Jimjar, you son of a bitch! Here. All right.
So after him is the deep gnome way back here. It is going to kind of run forward and 5, 10, 15, 20 to about there and throw a dart. That's going to hit. So, dealing not much damage, but they weren't really equipped for battle. So he was just like, oh shit, pulls out one of the things he's got on hand and throws it, dealing a wee bit of damage. And then it comes to some other deep gnomes. So the next one is the one that he's next to. He is going to run forward and he's going to try and pull Merv out of it. So let me see. Got to double check and see what he has to make. All right, cool. He rolls solid. He just reaches in there and grabs onto the other deep gnome and pulls him out. But he does take a bit of damage to try and pull him out. So, oh wait, yeah, there it is. So,
What kind of damage is it?
pretty low damage. That's the kind. But as he reaches in and pulls out the other gnome, you can see that the skin across his finger or his arms and everything look like they've been burnt a bit. So,
Okay.
Do the axe thing.
all right. Then it is the one who has been pulled out. He is going to stand, kind of like look at himself and be like, ah. He's gonna come out, turn around, and throw a dart real quick as well. And that hits. So he throws one out and it kind of sinks into it. It gives that jello effect where it ripples a little bit before you can just see the dart floating on the inside. But afterwards, it does come to Jimjar, who is just gonna kind of look around, and he's gonna take a step back and be like, "Oh, good to see ya. Didn't think I'd be running into y'all here."
Yeah. Didn't think we'd see you either.
Oh, I bet you can't kill that one before your friends do.
I bet I'm gonna stab you first by accident.
I'll take that bet.
We're not betting. You're fighting. Go.
Kind of dejectedly
I'll take
just huffs a little bit, and he
I bet you.
is.
You know what? I bet you 1 gold coin I kill it before you do.
Ah. All right. he then
Let's do it.
he then turns and pulls out a little hand crossbow that has a familiar drow design across it as well. That he just kind of pulls out, winks up at you as he does. Let me make sure he has the right proficient thing on. Bam. That, alright. And he is going to make a shot. Just hits. Just hits. It's a big old cube.
Okay.
So he strikes into it for a consistent roll as it just and you can see the bolt starting to corrode on the inside as he strikes, and he's like, fucking hate these things. And then it comes to Eldith.
She'll just shoot a crossbow at this one. Matt, did you take away the crossbow again?
Maybe.
I don't know. Did you give your crossbow away at any point?
No.
I don't know, man. What kind of crossbow was it? A hand crossbow?
I think so.
She had the
Because I don't think I've deleted any from you. So, I don't know, man. I don't ask questions.
He just takes.
But he also gave it.
It's true.
Okay, well, since she doesn't have a crossbow, I guess she's just gonna run up on it.
Oh, wait, I know what happened. It's because whenever I put it in the thing, and since she's not a character, it doesn't count for like the prototype token. So I know how to fix that. We're good.
Okay. So she's gonna shoot at it from here.
That'll hit for sure. For sure.
2 attacks, right?
Yes, sir.
Alright. Alright.
Nice.
Cool.
So she gets her two ones off. And any movement or staying there?
She's gonna get behind this table over here.
All right. Good.
And post up, just like, alright, we gotta reload.
And she kind of calls out as well. Oh, Jim Jar, you little bastard! You just can't break a habit. But then comes to the Baned pod. So It is going to move. It is going to 5, 10, and move right here on top of Jim Jar.
Oh,
So he needs to make a, I believe it's a dex save. Yes. He does make it. So he gets pushed back about 5 feet as it gets there, avoiding being consumed by its movement as Merv was. And it then is going to have part of it strike out. And Ramos, you are the biggest target in its range, so it is striking in your direction as you see just part of its form kind of lose its solidity and just lashed out at you. It has to get a minus D4 because of Bane, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Oh my god.
Well, I'm sorry, sir.
Fuck.
As the transparent swiftness of its movement just catches you a little off guard, and you catch it straight in like the chest and face, taking 24 points of acid damage as you almost feel like Jorlin for a moment, as you can feel the burns across the side of your face, and you can smell a little bit of burnt hair in the air as well.
Now that's a lot of damage.
I'm only down to 18 now.
And that is its turn. Ramos, your go.
Blood Eagle the cube.
I can't. Hold on. Ah!
Y'all took notes. Help.
I am going to do something stupid, but also fun at the same time.
Oh boy.
Okay, I can't mess with my hit points? That's weird. Alright, I should have 18 instead of 10, so mark that. Matt, can you help me out here? It's... Oh, thank you, sir. Alright, I'm going to pull out the glaive, and I'm going to run back to the table and like jump from table and throw it back and attack the cube as I'm trying to flee away from its range.
Wait, which axe? Your great axe or the
No,
halberd?
the glaive.
Oh, okay. The glaive.
Is the glaive a throwing weapon?
It's a martial weapon.
I mean, anything can be thrown if you throw it, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. But it doesn't have a range on it. But you do get to attack it from 10 feet, so you can reach it from where you are now.
Alright, I'll do the jump and stab thingy instead of throwing it.
Okay. Make sure you equip yourself as proficient with it, because fighters are proficient in everything. And then make your attack roll. But as you do step away, it is going to get an attack of opportunity.
What? How? There's no
Are
way.
you using an action to disengage?
No. It's all in action to...
Bardic Inspiration? Use that just to make sure. I don't fucking know.
You stepped out of its attack range, so it gets to use a reaction to punch at you.
I'm technically still in its range, because it has a long
It's
arm.
in your range, not the other way around. So It's still got Bane at least, so it's gonna get a minus D4.
Yeah, like that helped last time, right?
You got this, Ramos. I believe in you.
Oh no! Oh no! 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 No!
Nope.
So it flings out at you, and you, well on your guard. Yep. Now go ahead and make me your attack roll, sir.
Give me some. Give me some.
That'll get a good hit.
I really wish that was one more. 8 points of damage.
All right. And you cut a good section of it clean off, like cutting one of the corners and everything, and like some slightly melted jello just onto the ground. Staying there. Any other movement for you?
I'm going to... Nah, that's it. Just gonna call on shield to get get in the way.
All right. Then Cragor comes to you.
All right, so check this out, right? I'm gonna go. I'm not worried about this one. I think they all got this one under control. I'm trying to damage this one so that this one doesn't get a chance at anybody. So, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go. Sorry, let me restart this. I was right here, right? Yeah. If I go here, will that be in flanking position or no?
Technically, yeah. I'll say, because I've started to modify my thought process for larger creatures, since it's a little harder to get that exact flank. So as long as it's flanking from the opposite side of the creature, then it's okay.
Okay. And since I'm here, I'm going to do an assassinate.
Wait, does the
With...
where did you run to? Did you run to the middle? Here. So doesn't that count as an attack of opportunity? Sorry, Connor.
It already used its reaction on Ross.
Okay. Just making sure.
Thank you for keeping it honest. I appreciate it.
I thought about that. I got you.
I'm going to start with my Dagger of Venom on an assassinate, if I can.
All right.
And God, I'm sorry, I always gotta ask this. What is the? Is there any modifiers that I have to add?
If you want to use an inspiration, you can add it to that, or you can save your inspiration.
So the assassinate doesn't do anything for the attack roll, only for the damage roll. Is that correct?
The assassinate is because it hasn't taken a turn in combat yet. So you'll just get advantage for being flanking. That'll hit.
I didn't even use advantage on that, so.
I mean, if you want, you can try roll one more normal.
That's all right.
Get a crit.
Well,
I mean, it's technically going to be a crit anyway because assassinate, but
Double crit.
double crit.
That's double crit right there.
Let's try. Let's give it a shot. Hold on. Let's see what happens.
just because.
No.
Whole other way.
And that's your clip of the week right there.
All right. So damage plus
3d6 and hit critical. Nice. So you just, like, as you're running along the side of it all the way to this area, you just and slide the whole process too. Fucking its whole body kind of shakes, and you can see that like that whole side of it now kind of has a flap, as there's that piece just missing there.
Okay. And then I'm going to take this opportunity to do another attack with my dagger. That's great. Now, I think we went through this last time. I can't do another assassinate, can I?
No.
No, but you do still get advantage on this attack roll since you're flanking.
And that'll hit. All right. So you just, as you're there, just bam, stick your dagger into it one more time for good measure. Give a nod. Any other movement or things like that you would like to do?
Can I disengage?
You do have a bonus action, but do you have any other movement?
Oh.
Does he have a bonus action?
I do.
Oh, right. That's
Oh, wait.
it.
Oh,
Because you daggered.
oh
it's
yeah.
second.
Yeah. No, you're right. No.
All right. Then Ront is where it comes to.
Well, he's gonna be a runt and run up and just be super happy that he's finally seen an enemy, and he's gonna full on attack it with a short sword.
All right.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh no.
He just knocks out Jim Jar.
I'll take it, cause I'm about to win this bet.
Second attack. Well, that one hits.
He's gonna be like, "Oh, sorry. You know what? No, not sorry. I don't like you."
Nice. Gets in a solid 7. And, alright. Content where he is?
He's content.
Alright. Then Einar comes to you.
So Einar calmly turns around and starts walking away. Oh. Everybody shifted over one there. Is Ramus there, or is he one over?
I was on the table, like right there,
Okay.
and then
Yeah,
my guy shifted to the right. I had to shift him back.
So Einar turns around and calmly starts walking away. He rests a hand on Ramus's shoulder as he's going by, muttering a little spell to him. And he goes, "You got this, right, buddy?"
Yeah, totally.
Good.
If you want, you can help from a distance. If you want.
Yeah, that's kind of my plan.
Okay.
I'll be
Yeah.
back there. Ramus for 18 points.
All that burns along the side of your face. You can feel the soothing warmth of the healing through it.
Is it like aloe vera?
Oh, yeah.
Thanks, bud. Love you. Great job. Keep it up.
And that's all that he's going to do.
Alright. So, after that, it comes to the other cube over here, the non-main one. It is first going to try and move in on you, Kragor. I need you to make me a dexterity save.
Okay.
Alright. So as it does, you are now considered engulfed by the creature. As you go to pull back your blade and take a step back, it immediately pretty much starts to move against you and you go to backpedal, but your foot gets stuck in it, and it just, and it's very much what you imagine entering a thick jello would feel like, where you're just all stuck in there. But as you are, you can now start to feel just this burning across your skin, and you can hear a faint bit of a cry from your backpack as well.
Is there? I just have a question. Would my uncanny dodge have done anything for that?
What does Uncanny do again?
It's mostly for to have a damage on any attack.
So it wouldn't help you escape it. But it's actually Ramos that has inspiration right now. Yeah. I will say with it, you can either choose to have the damage to yourself or to Craig.
To myself.
All right. So you take half of 11, and Craig takes 11 points of damage in your backpack.
I think
Yeah, reverse.
Sorry, I meant the opposite.
Yeah.
Okay, so Craig takes 5, and you take 11 points of damage. As you feel yourself getting sucked in, you just use a quick moment to grab your backpack and hold it to your chest as much as possible as you can feel yourself sucked in. The cube then moves back into its space as one of its pseudopods launches out at the deep gnome that is there. That'll hit. So it deals minimum points of damage.
That's bull. Just saying.
Sorry, man.
Roll it again.
But with that, it now comes to the top of the round at Nandor.
Okay, can I get enough? Since I'm basically on the wall, can I get to above it? The one that's baned?
You could get to right here, but not directly above it. But close enough that you could jump on top of it or something if you wanted.
I'm not trying to jump on top of that shit. I'm gonna sink right in.
Sink in and then thunder wave. Easiest way.
Okay, so I'm gonna jump right here.
Way to go.
Is Cragor basically sucked in or almost sucked in?
He is completely.
Well, I'm in there, baby. I don't think you're ready for this jelly.
He's in there like swimwear, man.
Okay.
Also, you cannot breathe, and you are considered restrained right now, Cragor.
Shit.
Is his entire body sucked in?
Hold your breath.
Yep. Whole body.
Remember, when the broccoli's inside the jello, what happens to the broccoli?
It shakes.
Who puts broccoli in Jello?
Dude, Fairly Odd Parents, man. You never remember that episode?
I want to use Thunderwave. I want to, but I'm afraid that if I do that, he's gonna get pushed back.
I don't remember that one. Sorry, I'm sorry.
It's okay. It's when Timmy's mom predicted everything that was gonna happen when she was the weather lady.
I won't point that out. I'd point it out, but I won't.
What you gonna do, Nandor?
Fuck. I'm going to. Fuck. Okay. If I summon the tentacle rod, can I use it to grab him and pull him out? Yes or no?
Make me a intelligence check.
Oh man.
Just double check something real quick. Okay. So with that, and with kind of how you've seen things hidden in the rigidity of it, it might not be able to pierce inside of him that deeply to reach to Gregor.
How deep is Gregor?
Deep.
He's
I'm deep, baby.
all up in the center.
Oh,
He's,
that.
he's that gooey center right now.
Oh boy.
All up in that jelly.
Okay. Well, I'm just gonna use Thunderwave. Level 3.
All right.
Like right here, like in between them. Don't make that look. Just let me do what I'm gonna do.
I'm all for it. Let's
That's
do
what I'm
it.
talking about.
Everybody in the party, not you, Matt.
I'm all about it. Do it.
Let me
I'm
just.
not, but
check
he
something.
already did it, so.
Let's see.
I was gonna take the claws I had and just like drill my way through it and like grab them and then like try to exit.
Like pulled pork. Just shred it up.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
So, with that said, they have to make a saving throw. And are you aiming below the structure you're standing on? Or are you just aiming straight down and hitting them with it?
Aiming straight down.
Alright.
Oh my god.
Fucking A, dude.
What are these things?
Gelatinous cubes.
They're getting all the good rolls tonight. I hate it.
So, you can roll me damage. Alright. And, so they stay in place, but you see their whole bodies do the jello thing where it just shakes ridiculously. Gregor, you feel like you're underneath a wave as you're kind of rocked back and forth inside of it. You hear the muffled thunder wave on the outside as the bridge that you are on also is just blasted apart by the thunder wave that you cast, as they're not exactly the sturdiest, like, dwarven bridges that they have built in here. And I need you to make me a dex save.
Who's that, me?
Nendor.
Yeah.
So you take half of that as you land and manage to hit yourself into a roll, avoiding the gelatinous cube on your way down. But you do land next to it, where you are now. If you right click it and say apply half, it should give. But it would be 2.
Okay.
Alright. Anything else for you? Also, Bane is concentration. Go ahead and roll me a con save. You have to get a 10. You're good.
What else? What the fuck else? I can't use that. I'm gonna use Bardic Inspiration on Gregor.
I'd be here to hear that.
Thank you.
How do you inspire?
I am quite, yes.
Fuck out of there.
I mean,
All right. All right.
Okay, I'll be right back.
Cool.
Okay.
All right. So next up is some deep gnomes. They are going to try and attack this thing. Oh, jeez, really? You don't have a to hit thing? Why you do this to me? Nice. Now, why does this not have? Oh. Apparently, Foundry decided to not make things easy. Gnome, and they didn't give him all the stats. I was like, why? Why you do this to me? Alright, that should take care of that. So, first one hits, dealing a small bit of damage as it just kind of strikes into it. And he kind of looks at Kragor sitting in there, and then looks back at the others. And you can see they have a moment where they think about just kind of leaving him in there and letting it be. But the others then kind of say a few things in Undercommon, which you, Einar, would hear as, "No, he was fighting him. Just get him out. We'll see what's going on." And so it comes through to make an attack as well. Hits for the same amount of damage. They're very consistent. The last one back here is going to throw a dart as well. Hits. Luckily, they don't have a lot of AC. They are almost like sponges of damage. And so it has now all of these chunks missing from it. There's all of these darts that are in it and corroding and everything. But the deep gnomes seem to be whittling it down quite a bit as Jimjar pulls out his sword and goes to attack as well, the one next to him, to deal a little bit of damage across the way. Alright, so he also cuts into these, pulling out a gnomish sword and his dagger that he wails into it with, and then Eldith.
Let me see. Does she just have unlimited bolts?
I imagine that she's gotten a few, but she doesn't have an excess right now. At least 10.
Okay, I'm gonna continue doing it though.
Both of those hit. And which one is she attacking?
The one with Kragor in it.
Alright. Very nice. So she wails into it with her bolts from a distance. And as she strikes them in, you can see that its whole shape kind of shivers and contracts until it starts to lose its form. And the whole cube begins to, like, almost like water, just splash out, splashing you, Kragor, down, but free.
Oh,
All right.
thank you. Thank you.
And then it comes to the cube that is here. It is going to first move up towards you, Nandor. So I'm going to need a dex save.
Yay.
as you are slowly engulfed as, like a silent but deadly killer, it just creeps up on you. It then is going to move down towards Jimjar
You farts.
and then towards Rot. So, I'm going to need a dex save from Ront as well. Okay, so Jimjar is pushed back, but Ront is consumed by it as well. Nandor and Ront, y'all take.
Point of interest: in order to move back for Nandor to get at it, wouldn't it have, or for it to get to Nandor, wouldn't Ramos have gotten an attack of opportunity?
Go for it, Troy.
Yes.
Bet.
Thank you, Erengard.
Oh, that hits.
Ront would have also got a attack of opportunity. All right. So it gets a bit cut up in the process as it moves, and as it gets closer, you, Nandor and Ront take 12 points of damage from being consumed by it, as you can feel it, corrode at little bits of your armor and skin. And as it comes up, one of its pods once more swings out towards you, Ramos.
Deck save?
I also need a Constitution save from you, Nandor, for your Bane.
Oh, it's just attacking me. Okay. Great.
It is no longer Bane, unfortunately, as the fact that you've basically been swallowed by something, it kind of threw off your concentration. And so, not a nat 20, but does hit. Does hit. For only 4 points. As you pull up your guard and it just kind of hits across your knuckles, and you're like, ah!
Bitch.
Then comes to you, Ramos.
I'm going to trying to accomplish something crazy here. I'm gonna go to Einar, and I'm gonna tell him I need fire. I need you to light my glaive on fire. Just, I need fire. Just real quick, I'm gonna do like a knife through butter. I need fire. A hot knife through butter.
Oh wait, that means I'm over here, right?
Yes.
Give me a moment to cast it, because I'm not on my turn, so...
So you prep Ramos and stay there?
Prepping, bro. Yeah, prepping.
Alright. It does get an attack of opportunity as you retreat back. So,
They.
going to make another strike. And it is going to fail. It is just going to hit the table and pull in one of the chairs that were there into it. That just kind of starts corroding inside. Then Cragor.
Seated inside of the...
Just take a little seat. Take a seat.
Take a seat right over there. Right over there.
It will only burn for a little while.
Let me ask you this: since I was consumed, was there any damage taken from me from that over time? I guess I missed.
You had just taken the bit that was there. It was killed before you could take more damage. So
Okay, excellent. Shit. I don't want to get very. I don't want to get very close to it.
Check the child.
God. Yes, that's brilliant. Yes, I'm gonna look at Craig, make sure he's okay. Yeah. Craig.
It's a very weak.
Okay. Yeah. No, I'm not gonna put him in any danger, so I'm gonna kind of stick back. I'm gonna give him a snack real quick. Pop it into make sure he's okay and hungry or fed. I know he took a little bit of damage, but I'll have him checked out by Nandor after the battle here. We'll see what's going on. Well, I mean, or Einar, whoever's gonna help heal it. I don't know. But for now, I'm gonna take just a hand, or actually, I'm gonna do a longbow shot here and just kind of see if I can get a little extra damage on this thing. Pepper it up a little.
All right. Go ahead and make me your attack roll. That'll hit. And since you do have an ally close by, you can add that 3d6 sneak attack.
Hell yeah.
Nice. Alright, so you can hear the nice loud thunk, almost like it hitting a target as it just pierces through and comes to a rest on the inside. You can see it's starting to have the difficulty of holding its shape as well, but still up for the moment.
That's it.
Alright, then comes to Ront on the inside.
Sorry. Ah. Okay, that is
That's
weird.
okay. I know where he is.
He's just gonna try to cut out with his dagger. Just trying to like.
Okay.
If he
So if he wants to make an attack with the dagger from the inside, he can do so that way. It'll just be at disadvantage because he's considered restrained while in there. Just misses. He does have multi-attack if he wants to try for a second. Pulling a Drax, you know. Ah!
That one landed.
Alright. Roll me damage. Alright. He, you know, seems to be moving a bit sluggish, but he is like rage facing on the inside silently. And yeah, that's about all he can do in there.
You see a little jello bubble come out of his mouth, screaming. That's his whole theme. It's just one big bubble that comes out, floats to the top, and then
What's the top?
It does carry.
And then you see his eyes roll back.
And that was that. Einar, come see you.
Okay, I'm going to cast Firebolt, but I'm going to use it. I'm basically going to put my hands on either side of Ramos's blade and use Firebolt to just basically superheat the end of the glaive. But I'm going to do that quickened.
Okay, sounds good.
So that will be that spell. And like basically as soon as I get that, like as soon as his glaive is like glowing hot, like as the spell goes off, I'm gonna be like, "You got this, buddy!" And then I'm going to rush forward. I believe this is the spot where Nandor is.
Yeah.
and I'm going to reach in and pull Nandor out, or try to.
Alright. Make me a strength ability check.
Let's see how this goes.
I thought I was gonna get close and just Kamehameha with a firebolt. Just like, oh!
Yeah, if I could. Unfortunately. So much.
Alright.
I will yank Nandor free into the space I was just occupying.
Alright. Easy enough to do so. You do take 12 points of acid damage, though, across your arms, as you have to reach inside of it and pull him out. But, Nandor, you are pulled free and can breathe as you are dropped back onto the ground.
Oh, got some jello.
Slime!
And-
Slime time live! Yeah!
Surprisingly tastes delicious.
But
it's delicious.
Ramos, I know you were kind of holding next to him for the superheated. If you want, you can throw the glaive, but since it's not a thrown weapon, it will be at disadvantage.
I was gonna run and jump. Slide through.
Alright. Then Nandor comes to you, top of the round.
Okay. Wait, so that means what? I'm like over here?
Correct.
Okay. I'm gonna use a tentacle rod to smack it.
Yeah, alright. Alright. First hits. Second hits. Third hits. Jeez. Alright. So go ahead and roll me, what is it? 3d6, I think?
That's a 1d6, not a 3d6.
Oh, okay, cool. I was like, what the fuck?
The one above is 3d6. Looks like it rolled twice for some reason.
Weird. Alright. So, as you kind of lift up the tentacle rod and the 3 tentacles just come out, go ahead and claim your kill, Nando.
So basically, they're gonna come up like from like here, and like here, and they're just gonna like wrap around it, like, and squeeze it, like to like just.
Alright. So, like if you've ever squeezed a stress ball too much, it just, contracts. You see parts of it expand like a bubble until it just pops all across the floor and area. And all of the deep gnomes that are there just kind of pause and look at the messes that are made, and each of y'all, one of you, 2 of you covered in the jello, one of you with a still superheated orange flaming glaive pretty much at the moment at the ready. And they all just kind of like look to Jim Jar, who kind of swipes himself off a little bit, looks over at you, Ramos, and is like, well, glad we didn't bet on him.
Hey!
And that's where we're going to end tonight's episode.
Cool.
We don't even get to talk to Jim Jar?
Not yet!
Rat. Blue dirty rat. No, it's okay.
Hey.
Alright, guys, that's going to do it for this episode of Heathens and Heroes. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you like what you see, remember to tell your friends. Let them know that we're here doing this.
Are you talking to us?
Yeah, no, yeah, it just wasn't activating the Discord. I saw it activating this, so yeah.
Okay.
But thank you guys so much for joining us. Happy to have you. Remember, if you like what you saw, make sure you tell your friends what we're doing here. We would greatly appreciate your support and their support. Don't forget that you can watch this episode later this week on YouTube, as well as any of the previous episodes on YouTube. You can also find them on our VOD section as well. So thank you guys so much for hanging out. On behalf of the whole Heathens and Heroes crew, thank you so much for joining us. Stay strong, journey on, and we'll see you on the next one. Take care, guys.